How y'all doing? Okay. How y'all doing? Well, welcome, Rothschild. Okay, can y'all hear me all right? All right. Light there. All right. Well, I have some readings I wanted to do, but I didn't want to make a bunch of videos about it, so I figure we'll just do this. I don't think I need all these decks, though. I use them anyway. I'm good, Gina. How are you? Okay. That's enough. Y'all know I sleep when the bright ball comes out, so I'm wide awake. Except I need to go to the store in the morning, so I'll wait and then, hi, Christopher, then go to sleep. Give it about 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Well, thank you. I'll give it a shot, Toby. All right. So I did a reading off camera about who else, Donald Trump. And I was creating some spreads, right? And what came up is there's a new love interest or a returning love interest with a new story, or like something is getting ready to occur around either love or lust or something like that, right? So I did like a separate reading for specifically love, and then I was getting all these cards, and then I asked everybody on my community post if they could do little readings and see what they get too. You know, you don't have to go so in depth, but you know, what do you get? And they were getting pretty much the same cards as me. They were getting the Death card. They were getting the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Three of Swords. Like it was a recurring theme that there was either a woman coming up or there is a new one. And so I did a reading, and I'll post a video at some point. But the video I was doing, I used the new spread. And it shows that this is a different woman than Stormy Daniels. Because this is a person that it seems like he's been paying for, not paying for as in prostitution, but paying for as in like maybe she has an apartment and he's the one paying for it, or maybe she stays rent-free in Trump Tower or something like that. But she's benefiting from her relationship with him. And so I did that reading, and that's what it said. So I want to do this one here with my traditional spread and see if it says the same thing. Because, I mean, it happens all the time. You get old rich man, and then you get some girl who sees him as some sort of a come up. So, I mean, it's not unheard of that he would find a girlfriend, but thank you, Jose. So let's see. I want to see. I'm going to do the traditional Celtic Cross. How about that? And see what it says. They gotta want something, like really badly. So this is the person. So we got 10 of Cups we're talking about here. And 4 of Wands. So you have the happy family and the house, which is interesting because you can just have, a happy family and it would indicate home, right? Or at least you would think it would indicate home. You don't have to be in a house to be happy. I mean, maybe the worst of times have hit you and you live in your car, but you have each other and therefore you're happy, something like that. But this is a house and a happy family, or at the very least, a family. This is not his because his kids are too grown to be part of the house and happy family. So this would either be Melania and Baron or some outside people. So let's keep going. This is in the past. The Knight of Swords, which means it's not that. This is usually the distant past. This is the immediate past. But with the Knight of Swords is a chaotic energy, which means it's moving faster than usual, or moving faster than its counterparts, the Wands and the Pentacles and so forth. So this means that it's probably a not so distant past. Yeah, I keep getting this too. So the Hierophant is a card of traditions. It's a card of morals. It's a card of conformity. It's a card of a religious institution or establishment. It's the card of businesses, governments, anything that has a set rule that's hard to change. So stuck in the way, that type of thing. And what's odd is it seems to represent him in this case. And oddly enough, the Hierophant is never accompanied by another woman or a woman on the card. It's usually a man and then 2 people at his feet, but there is, clarify Hierophant for me, please. King of Cups. There's a man here. So, that's him. So he is the one with the say-so. He is not a person that's easy to change. This is why I didn't say it's stormy, because this is ongoing. And I get the 7 of Pentacles a lot too, because the 7 of Pentacles talks about waiting and patience. And then I clarified it in that other reading with the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands says that he's waiting on something to take place and then he can move on with whatever he's waiting for. Like there's an in particular action. It's not like turning of the fates or something like that. It's an in particular action that needs to take place, and then the 7 of Pentacles can come into bloom. This is the crowning thoughts, the Ace of Coins, so new opportunities, probably new partnerships or new business ventures or new investments or something like that. Or this could mean a little money, like $1,000 to $1 million type thing. So this would be like $1,000. So we're talking like a little money. The immediate future. is the devil. So interestingly enough, these two cards are opposite energy. So you have the Hierophant, which is supposed to be religion, and then the devil, which is supposed to be anti-religion. So there is a person of conformity here doing very unconformist type things. He is very stuck in his ways around the house and the happy family, but they are doing, wait, I'm reading that wrong, because I'm trying to do the traditional Celtic Cross here. So how I would normally read it, that's what that would say. So let's keep going. In the fear position is the Queen of Coins. So he fears maybe the woman. This would be, as Melania Earth sign, or is Ivanka Earth sign? I think Ivanka's a water sign. And then the Fool is in the environment. And then in the hopes is the Princess of Wands, or the Page of Wands. I get this card too. It's saying the same exact thing. I'll post that reading, and then the Seven of Wands. Only thing I did not get was the Seven of Pentacles, and then that's defending. So if I read it the way I would normally lay this spread out, the Hierophant, the house, happy family, doing something devious, and it involves him directly. I say if I get the Fool, it's him directly. If I get the King of Swords, it's what's around him. But no, this is the Fool. This is the Fool. He has someone he's paying for. Will it come out? I don't know. But I do know that there is a person here. And this person here is being paid. They're being kept, I should say it that way. They're not being paid as in they're a prostitute. They're being paid as in they're being kept. Now, here's why I don't cast judgment upon this, because Melania is doing the same thing. Like they're birds of a feather, they belong together. So I don't care that he's doing it. I just care because it's interesting and salacious. So it's interesting how, because mind you, I was not asking about this, and this came up. I was doing a spread that allows you to take a small glimpse into the love life of the subject that you're talking about, and that's what came up. So off camera, he is the Fool. The woman is the Ace of Pentacles. She's being kept. Let's see if we can figure out who she is. And then we'll see if Melania knows. So, who is this woman? Do we know her? Is she unknown? Is she, I mean, she could be a prostitute. I mean, an escort is just an expensive prostitute. So, I mean, that could be the same. No shade to the working girl. Get your money. So let's see if we can figure out who she is. Wheel of Fortune, the World, the Hanged Woman, the Star, the Five of Cups, and the King of Cups. He knows her from an event. But she is... So what I got, okay, I remember what I got in the last reading too, because this is also Fortune. She is not just some girl on the street. She is connected to someone who has authority or power or money or something. Now, I don't know why a person of means would be gravitating to a Donald Trump to be a kept person or to be a third wheel or a side piece or a whore, if you will. So I don't know why, but there's some regret on perspective. Like she doesn't want to be seen as a side piece, which is why I think he might be waiting to get out of office, and then he and Melania may split, and then he can go for the new girl. What's odd is she's already in place. And so he just needs one in particular thing to take place, and then he can be the King of Cups with the star. So yeah, he's repeating that behavior. He's repeating that pattern with the Wheel of Fortune here. And there, she is connected to somebody overseas. It's not necessarily like some, deep Russian connection or nothing like that, but she knows some people. And whether it matters, I don't know. Because, like I said, they're birds of a feather, so it's not like somebody's feelings are hurt. So, Melania. When did, because I'm on my phone, I can't check. Well, I can check, but I don't want to. I'm trying to do two things at once. When will, or when did, thank you, S&G. When did Melania and Donald get married? And then when did Ivana and Donald get divorced? I'm going to look that up. Because this could be a pattern. Hi, Footprint. Well, with the I've never read that a woman brings him down, but I've never read on it, so I can't say that's not true or nothing like that. But I know there are women everywhere in opposition to him, and I don't think that's an accident. They got married in 2005. Okay. Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's like everybody on the opposite side of him is a woman. So I believe it. Marla Maples was in the middle of what? Oh, in the middle of Melania and so it was Ivana, Marla Maples. Oh yeah, because Tiffany. So yeah, it was Ivana, Marla Maples, and then Melania. I forgot about that. Because I'm just trying to see if it's a pattern. Well, let's look and see if Miss B. Bess knows about it or not. Who named that? B. Bess. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Be best. Like, I know English isn't your first language, but damn, be best, really? Does she know? Day-to-day life, they're not connected. So let's start there. Let's start there. Their day-to-day life is not connected. Neither one of them are here. This is the 8 of Coins. The Hanged Woman is here. New perspectives, new plans with the 2 of Wands. There is 9 of Swords, which is anxiety, and then a Queen of Swords, which is basically strict rules and all that type of stuff. Like they're not connected. She's public life, and then there's somebody else. So I didn't say she doesn't know. It just says that she probably doesn't care. Because the 9 of Swords is having something on the mind. And initially there is a, well, we took vows type of thing, but she doesn't care. Be best. I don't understand that. What does that mean? Okay, so Lev Parnas has turned over thousands. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to do 2 oracles on Donald and Melania's relationship. And be best. I'm not. So I'm going to pull 2 oracle for Donald and Melania, and then Donald and the other person. Both. Be best, worst president. Pretty much. That's funny. Be best, worst president. So Melania and other girl. So there is memory and transition. So what once was and what will be. Calron is the ferryman. This is the one who ushers souls to the other side. So there's moving on and memories. They're in the past. They're in the past. And then the new girl. You have secrets, vigilance, and subterfuge with Nyx, enchanters of the night. Secrets, and Shaltiel, the angel of silence. Ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. The new girl is in secret, Melania is in transition. Footprint Tarot, email me and I'll give you like a step-by-step instruction on how to go live. So, Lev Parnas gave over thousands of documents to the impeachment inquiry as part of his cooperation. Does this mean anything for Donald Trump? And what effect will this have on the Senate trial? So let's start with Donald. Money. Like everybody says that he's broke and all this. He's not broke. He's got some money and they want it. I mean, he's got money because they don't pay nobody nothing. So what does this mean for Donald? Page of Wands is message of death. It's a message of change. It's a really dramatic change, though. It happens very quickly, and it does change the fortune. It also does help those who are investigating on the other side. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't mean removal from office. It just means that there is something there that might be of interest. And it might be of great interest because it might have a paper trail or something they can follow, basically. No, he's not a billionaire. He was a NBC asked him to portray a billionaire on TV. So that's where the billionaire thing comes from. He's got some money, but he ain't a billionaire. Even he said when they asked him, "Are you a billionaire?" He said, "Well, it depends on my mood." No, sir, it depends on the numbers. What school did you go to? So he's not a billionaire, but he does have some money. And he's got to have some money. He paid $25 million in a settlement for Trump University. So he got some money somewhere. So, what does it mean for the impeachment trial? There is a change in personnel, or a person that might be under the radar that was not before. Because there is something sad when justice takes place here. There will be something sad when a verdict is handed down. Now, the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, something involves a woman. I don't know who. But it's around him. So she knows him somehow or another. Who is this woman? She works around him, or she works in messaging, or this could just be a supportive person, but I think it's a woman, and she works delivering something back and forth. Or she could be a translator. Why is that a thing? Why is that important? Why is this important? She can shed light and change perspective. And change some things. I don't know who she is. I mean, she might not be a translator. She just could be a person who delivers something back and forth. But swords are about mental and speaking, so that's why I went for translator. She delivers something. It's not nothing tangible, though. It's always information. So she doesn't have anything. She knows something, which is where you would get the hermit card, because the hermit is a person who searches for answers or who does investigations or something like that. So there could be a person here. She can shed some light. Yeah, with the hermit, hangman, and the wheel of fortune. It could be someone who is going to testify. So let's look at this again here. That was like what? This. So if we look at her in testimony mode, because there's a new person. And this person brings about a giant change. And then this person is around Donald Trump. But they're not directly influenced by him or touched by him or whatever. But there is this is a person we don't know. That may come out of what he can tell people. Because mind you, this is all about Lev Parnas's and documents. There could be a new person coming about if they follow. So I don't read. Was the documents public? Because I definitely didn't read that. Well, Martha, that's what we're going to look at now. because he has White House counsel. Rudy Giuliani wanted to be the White House counsel for the impeachment trial. And I did a reading, and they basically don't want him because he's not capable. To be honest, he's not capable. But this guy, his name is Patrick Cipollone, I believe. He is going to be the White House counsel. So, what I want to know is he going to be successful in getting Trump acquitted? Because there is a big change. And this woman or this person or this liaison or whoever it is delivering the messages back and forth could say something to implicate somebody else, and Donald Trump goes scot-free. And they went all through all this for nothing. Well, they impeached him, but still, I mean, that doesn't mean removal. So will he be successful in getting Trump acquitted? I did this off camera. I got the same thing. Just about. Oh, wow. Abraham, justice, truth, and duty. Now, I didn't use Oracle the last time. I just used Tarot, and I got the Justice card. Shatiel, which is the angel of silence. This is embracing the void, sometimes meaning death, but embracing the void. Then you have the world, there is completion, so there will be something done. Here again is the sadness, and then the Knight of Swords. Problem is, this doesn't say yes and it doesn't say no. So what I got the last time is there is something behind this. Rudy Giuliani is a prominent figure. He is well known. He's household name, right? He also is a blabbermouth, and so this is not going to be a good thing for Trump to be represented by him. Who has ever heard of Pat Cipollone? I haven't. Anyway, I'll say that. There is something, these people are planted. I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but these people are planted. This is a show. Because I get justice, truth, duty. This will be a lawyer. Completion, sadness, chaos, void. And that would be three things I think anybody working for Trump would know a single thing about, but I've never heard of this guy. You have? Okay, I've never heard of him. So I just think, okay, let me do this, because it didn't say no. Shatiel, embracing the void. Is this bad for Trump or good for Trump? Give me two cards. I don't want those two. I have no idea what that's saying. That's two people. Give me two cards. It's just unknown. That's what it keeps giving me. I don't know. It's something else has to happen first. This is a new action around the law. This is mystery around the work. So something else has to happen first. He is not there to try to get Trump off. I don't know why. He's a lawyer in NY. I read that much about him, but I don't know anything else about him. And doing a general reading on him is not really going to tell us a whole lot. Well, let's try. General read. Let's do this. What I got here. Let me do this spread. So, Patrick, you, Knight of Wands, Man of Action. But it's a fiery energy, like the Knight or the King of Wands controls his action. The Knight of Wands is a little more impulsive. So he might be a master at his craft, but inside he is a little more wound up. So he's good at arguing, basically. The situation you are in, the Chariot, marching towards victory, self-discipline. What do you think about your mind's desire? This is the Page of Pentacle. Being paid. Lump sums of money coming his way. This is interesting because this is not the Eight of Pentacle. He has a job. He wants the under the table stuff. That's I won't say that. No, I won't judge him like that. He wants bigger payouts, like in lump sums. He doesn't want like paycheck money. He wants lump sum money. So mind's desire. So body's desire, in my spread, what body's desire means, that's something that you want on the outside world, like a house or a car or something tangible. So what he wants on the outside world is a swift action or a swift change to whatever it is that he's doing, because this is the situation. So the situation is slow. The Chariot is not quick. It can be, but in this instance, it is not. He wants it over quickly. Or maybe he's here for it to be over quickly. Maybe he can drop the bomb or something like that. I don't know. So what do you need, spiritually speaking? The Lovers. You have to work on those that you are aligned with. Unknown influences. The Three of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. So trying to balance your collaborations. He is not independent. There is, because the Three of Pentacles, okay, low tarot lesson. The Eight of Pentacles is the master. The Three of Pentacles is the apprentice. This is the person who is starting out their job or their craft or what, like say, for instance, you make tables. So you are a carpenter. You are an apprentice carpenter. At the Eight of Pentacles, you are now a master carpenter because you've done it over and over and over again. But The apprentice carpenter is the one who is commissioned. The other guy, he's got a steady job. The Eight of Pentacles, the master, he has a steady job. He's contracted. This person is a freelancer. This person is a person that the more successful people who don't know how to do this because, they're made of money. They don't want to build a table. They would rather pay somebody else to do it. So they come to the apprentice. They come to the freelancer, and they pay him. I don't know if they're paying him enough, which is why the Herald of Pentacles is what came up, but they are paying him, and it's a struggle to balance those who want you to do things their way. I mean, it's on their dime, so, But that's his unknown influences. That's what's in the shadows that is not out in the public here. So, love life. Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Either he's dating or he's paying. So I'm just leave that alone because that's not really what I'm trying to look at. Because dating, the Knight, I got to explain it though. The Knight of Cups is romance, and the Six of Pentacles is either paying out or receiving. So he's either dating someone, which, you can be paying out to take people out, or he is buying, and we'll leave that there. Career, Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands. He might be there to be anti-Pelosi. Because there's an opposition here, or the Queen of Wands is Nancy Pelosi, but because I didn't feel anybody else pop up when I pulled that card. Because then there's the Four of Wands, could be the House of Representatives or it could be the White House, but it's a governing body. Health, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. He's in good health, regular visits, the whole bit. So he's in good health. So nothing's going to happen to him. Yeah, maybe that's all this was about, is that he's just fighting impeachment. But he seems to be a part of some other conglomerate here. This is not as simple as it seems. And your question from earlier, I'm gonna do that. Why him? Why did he get hired in the first place? Oh, did he work for William Barr in 1992? Well, look at there. The crap doesn't fall far from the hole, does it? Why do they need him? That's what I do. I'm a storyteller. I got to create images. It's a Southern tradition. Will you be safe out there on the road going to Nashville? You're always doing something exciting when you come in here. Concerts and road trips. Three of Wands, Ace of Pentacle, Knight of Pentacle, King of Cups, Ace of Cups, the Lovers, and Strength. This is like, he's the guy. Like, he's the one. Forget Trump and all them people. Like, this is the guy. Three of Wands, there's the, I remember you saying that in the comments on the Apprentice Oracle channel. He was getting married. Three of Wands, there is a plan off the ground. Ace of Pentacles, there's the money. Knight of Pentacles, there's the person you hired with the money. Ace of Cups is the new relationship. King of Cups represents either supportive action or a person in command of something emotional, something like the way things are supposed to go. He's in command of it, because we got the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. Like, all these new relationships are now sort of under his charge. So there's going to be a team of people, and he is the leader. He is very, very capable. The Lovers and Strength. He is very capable. He is aligned with them. So now we have the Fear is the Emperor. In my deck, the King of Cups is not Putin. Actually, the Emperor is Putin, which is in the Fear. And the Knight of Cups, which is sort of that romance, but that seeing eye to eye, is in the Hopes. In the environment, the Queen of Swords, there's the Lady of the Law, and the Herald of Swords, the Page of Swords. So there is going to be a disappointment in the law. He is meant to bring I don't want to say sadness, because that's not the right word, but that's the word that keeps popping up, because I keep getting that Five of Cups, which is sadness, sorrow, disappointment. He's supposed to bring an upset to this process, and he can do it. Since Barb can't, he can do it. Word of warning, Four of Cups. Clarify that. Ace of Swords. There is an action or a victory, verdict, or something that he has to watch for. There is almost like if he gets Trump acquitted, he can never get rid of these people. Not that he wants to, but he can't. If he does not get Trump acquitted, he has fulfilled these people, but on the outside world, his name might not be as strong as it used to be. So he is in a weird place with the authors. The word of solace. That's what's going good for you. All this. I can't get a yes or no, though. But the reason this was the question was, why do they want him? Because the star, and then this is my card for America. He is good for their vision for the future. He's an inside man. He's one of the boys. What do we got here? Understanding community and ingenuity. The maestro. Master of inspiration. Community. That's what all this is. He is part of the club. Duma. The angel of dreams or false reality. Here's the thing. Something else. Okay, so when I try to do readings and I'm trying to pinpoint an answer, like usually we get an answer and then something changes and we got to do another reading, right? This one is not giving me an answer as to if he's going to be able to get Trump acquitted, because we're probably on the precipice right now of something changing, like as we speak. So something is going to be different by next week, probably. And so either his plan is going to be into motion and then we can all see it, or his secret plan is going to be into motion and we won't see it. But I think saving Trump is not his priority. His priority is satisfying the conglomerate. Donald Trump is the Sharpie that they need to pass all the crap that they want. These people are the president. For he is doing their bidding, therefore they are the ones really in charge. So I don't think that his goal is to protect Trump. It is to protect the Sharpie. So if they still need him, then they will protect him. But if they can get everything they want out of Pence and to get Pence reelected, then they'll just go for Pence. So I don't know if he is going there to protect Trump, but we're going to visit him again. And maybe on Sunday, we'll see if I can get Jen to do it. I know Mia just passed away, so I'm not sure if we'll do the Sunday, but we'll see. But if not, then we can do, I can try to see if I can get Becca to do it too, and see if she can read on that guy. But we'll see, because we have to come back to him. Actually, I'm going to write his name down again. And that could just be to where he's just there to stall. He doesn't care about Trump. What is his Sip Bioni? So we'll see. Let me look though, since they're doing all this to protect Trump. How do these people behind the scenes feel about Pence? Do they prefer him to Trump or not? Do they prefer him? Because he's Mr. Religion, he's Mr. morals. So, he might not want a lot of people's children in cages and steal money from overseas and troops and all that stuff, but Trump will. So he's like the perfect person for Republicans because Trump is just void of morals, especially if there's money involved, money or power grabs. Like, because mind you, he's the president, but he's doing it for free. Like, we're not actually paying him a salary. So the power grab, and not power grab as in just president, power grab to go out in front of people and say, I'm so rich, I can do it for free. There's an attention there he gained from saying that. Anyway, back on Pence. Do they prefer you? Well, there's the morals right there, the Hierophant. This is also my government card. So let's see. 7 of Fire. Interesting. That's defending. 4 of Earth. Clinging tightly. If we get the King of Swords or the Fool here, then I'll let you know. 2 of Cups. 5 of Wands. There he is. King of Swords. Mike Pence is a King of Swords too. Clarify this guy. The one with money. That's Trump. 4 of Water. 3 of Swords. 2 of Fire. Chariot. I don't think they would prefer prefer Pence. Things would drag with Mike Pence. I mean, here's the special thing. This is what happens to corruption. Corruption sees the opportunity and they flock to it. Right? He had the House, the Senate, Supreme Court, and the presidency, and then the first 2 years got nothing done but taxes. Now, taxes was a lot, but it was not all that they wanted to do. So our saving grace right now is the fact that Trump is inept at doing anything except sounding like a fool. Mike Pence could do damage if he was more corrupt, and that's what they want. They need him to be a little more corrupt. Mike Pence right now is just a gaslighter. He's just a person who is meant to go out and say the president didn't say the last thing we heard him just say. So he's supposed to do, he does that, but he's not as corrupt as we think he is. Well, I won't go there, but anyway. So, hi, Teresa. So let's do, okay, so Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders need to stop going at it like this. Is ridiculous now. You're both pretty much on the same team, so let's stop. But Elizabeth Warren says that she can cancel student debt if she's president without Congress. So I just want to look at the hypothetical of that. Can't she do that? There's the Democrats there. Happy family, King of Wands, King of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So here's the money and the desire. Yeah. She's got a plan for that, as the saying goes. I don't know who these people are. But yeah, they could just represent something. There is command of emotion and command of action. So she could be they're illustrating her power. So, I mean, I guess she can. So, no, I don't want to read on that. That riles people up. We'll leave that alone. So, they have recently changed their story on Soleimani's strike. If anybody saw that, they said that in the beginning it was they were attacking him because he was an imminent threat. And he was an imminent threat. He was going to attack these U.S. bases or whatever, embassies. He was going to attack the embassies, and so they had to take him out, and they went for the second in command, Soleimani and Salami. I hope I'm saying that right, because I don't want that to sound like I'm trying to disrespect his name. But it's Salami, so I just say Salami. So Soleimani and Salami. So they were going after both of them, and they only got Soleimani. They said he was an imminent threat. Now they said it was to deter. This was a deterrence, which is quite stupid. I'm going to just say it that way. Because if it was a deterrent, like for instance, if you walk up to a rattlesnake, the rattlesnake rattles its rattle, right? That is the deterrent. That means don't come any closer or I will strike you. Hi, John. And a dog bares its teeth. Means don't come any closer or they'll growl or something like that. The rattlesnake doesn't bite you and then says, I'm warning you. They don't kill Soleimani as a deterrent. You warn him as a deterrent. You don't kill him as a deterrent. You kill him as a deterrent to everybody else. And say, well, if you even think about striking us, remember we killed your general. Which goes right back to the base of it all, that this is not a way to stop a war. We are trying to stop a war, not start a war. How do you not start a war and you killed a general? Someone in the army you killed, and then you don't want to start a war. Like, I don't understand the train of thought there, but let's see. What's the story with the deterrents? Are they going to change this story again? Answer is yes, but let's see what the cards say. Walking away from this one too. The Magician, the ultimate manipulator. The World, that's the media. Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity. Two of Pentacles, imbalance. Five of Swords, defeat. So this in particular story will hit a roadblock and then they'll change it again. So they'll go from a imminent threat to deterrent to, oh, I didn't like his shoes that he wore on Sunday or something like that. It's going to be something else after something else after something else after something else. Because Trump doesn't know. That's why he can't make the speeches, because they didn't fill him in. They just told him what he needed to do as commander in chief. That's pretty much it. Oh, what a sick government we have. My God. So that's, oh, exactly, Teresa. Exactly. Wouldn't it be nice? We lived all these years with different languages. We can't speak to each other. Now that we finally can, we can't stop killing each other. Like, for God's sake. So U.S. forces are being asked to leave the Middle East. Iran, Iraq, Syria, everybody wants us out, right? Trump says if we leave, then we impose sanctions, we do this, we do that, and actually I'm not reading on that. That makes me sick. I don't care anymore. Bridgegate. Okay. I'm going to shift gears here. Chris Christie in New Jersey. So Bridget Kelly and the other guy, suffer in succotash. What is his name? I don't remember. Anyway, Bridget Kelly and the other guy. They both got sentenced. He's in jail. She's out of jail because she's on appeal right now, right? She's appealing the verdict. They both got convicted for, I believe, fraud in the Bridgegate scandal. No, the case is over, but well, no, back up. His involvement in it is over. He's been cleared of wrongdoing, I guess. Even though, anyway, I'm not rehashing that. Rachel spent 9 episodes talking about it. So anyway, the Supreme Court is now about to hear their case, which could overturn both of their verdicts. They got guilty verdicts because the emails show that they were directly involved, and this was not a part of a traffic study. It was a retribution, or was a punishment for the other guy, for the mayor of Fort Lee, for not endorsing Chris Christie. So what's happening now is the Supreme Court is going to hear their case because they're not guilty of fraud, is what the Supreme Court is saying. Because fraud is where you basically lie to someone to get something, is what the case is saying. They didn't get anything out of this. They just, enacted immorally and illegally towards the Fort Lee mayor. But since they were found guilty on fraud, those charges and that verdict can be overturned. So I want to know, will their verdicts be overturned? Because they didn't actually commit fraud. Let's see. So there's truth and desire here. It's going to go one way. There is two women here, probably judges or lawyers or something of that nature. There is also a man here. So we got emperor and empress. So these are the two accused, and these are their lawyers, and these are the appeals. And this is a new case or new documents. So yes or no? Will it be overturned? Get the moon. There's something else here. So I think because you can't retry them. I'm going to say this is because this is like this isn't unanimous. But two of the justices have already said that they don't see this as fraud. This is why they're hearing the case. Okay. Hung jury. I don't know how that works. It is, but what they were convicted of is what the problem is. Like the justices said, yes, they did something wrong. You just didn't convict them for what they did wrong. You convicted them for something else. The justices aren't saying split decision. That's the word I'm looking for. So they're saying that they're not guilty of a crime. They're saying the crime that they're guilty of is not what you tried them for. You tried them for fraud, and they're not guilty of fraud. And so, but for whatever reason, it's not unanimous. Okay, moving on. So, a weird story. We read on Eric Prince on Sunday. And no, I haven't, but that would be an interesting thing to look at. Let me do that now. Will we ever stop having wars? We read on Eric Prince on Sunday, and he has an investment in this whole war thing. I don't think he's directly involved, though. He paid for something, but he is not like sending people over or nothing like that. Will we stop having wars? Well, thank you, C. Sims. I'm going to use this actually. One more, no, two more, right? So, you, this is us. Always wanting, not needing, wanting. Situation. Five of Cups, sorrow. That is war itself. Influence, might. Okay, well, let's keep going. Desire, Ten of Cups, happy family. Fears, the Empress, life. That's what's at stake. This is others. No. Yeah, this is others, how others see the situation. How others are influencing. This is money, money being paid. What are we ignoring? Queen of Cups. Compassion. The past. High Priestess. There's always an agenda. Fearing the unknown. What influenced the past? The future. I need, therefore I must conquer. I need, therefore I must kill. I need, whatever it is that I see. I see you have new land, therefore I must wage a war. I see there is a new technology, therefore I must wage a war against that. I see something that you have that you won't give me, therefore I have to take. That's the future. Desired outcome of the past. Three of Wands, building something new. What should we pay more attention to? Joy and contentment. I mean, that's a no-brainer, but there it is. What should we worry about less? Five of Swords. Human beings will still be here. I know there's a sort of a apocalyptic outlook, especially with the type of weapons countries have, but we will still be here. Even though in this card, it kind of looks like maybe not. Worry about that less is what the cards are saying, though. And the outcome. The world. This sounds weird, but I'm going to say it anyway. The actual spirit and planet is the only thing that can stop a war. If, for instance, a earthquake happens and our weapons are destroyed and rendered useless, I'm not saying they won't build more, but I am saying the fallout from the damage of those damaged weapons will sort of give human beings a different outlook on where it is they live. This also can be a bad thing. Not to be negative, but it can be a bad thing. Because the more resources we take, the less resources it has. The less resources it has, the more we fight to obtain it. Whatever you have that you won't give me, I will take. There is a cycle of completion. I'm not going to say the world cleanses because I don't really subscribe to that way of thinking, but the planet itself, and I'm not saying that the planet just uproars and swallows everybody whole, but take Fukushima and take places like that that are hit with natural disasters that turn nuclear reactors into the most dangerous things there has ever been. Then mankind has an opportunity for a change in perspective. But from what we know about mankind, the change in perspective does not last long. 9/11 happened. Everybody went to church. They were filled to the brim. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of people went because they were looking for guidance and spiritual help and blah, 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 blah. And then a year after, we're back to the same old, same old. We get on the precipice of disaster and we all sort of kumbaya and we stand together, and then you realize that while the hurricane knocked down your house, the neighborhood is also looting it. It's human beings are the only things you have to remove from the equation. And then there will stop being a war. But not human beings with the lust to have what other people have. If you won't give it, then they'll take it. I live in the United States, not because my ancestors were born here. This will always be. Because they create a new reason to do it. Which is the one thing in this world that this is probably the only thing that depresses me. I always say I'm not an empath. I don't feel other people's emotions like that. But the only thing that saddens me is a global perspective. How everybody comes from light. Everybody is made up of the same things. We all fundamentally want the same thing, to be loved and liked and blah, blah, blah. And so fundamentally, we're all the same. Chemically, we're different. We all live on the same planet, and can none of us get off of it. And yet, we cannot find a way to coexist. There's 231 people in here right now that coexist, but there's 7 billion people on Earth. To get them all to see red when it's red instead of blue when it's red is a completely different thing. Because you take that perspective and then it turns into arguments and it turns into fighting and then it turns into something it was never meant to be. Like, for instance, the Harry and Meghan readings. When I went to other people's channels, they're all there to watch a reading. So you all have the same mindset. At the end of the reading, 15 minutes later, everybody has something different that they took from the same words everybody heard. And then there's a fight. And then people are calling each other names. And then they're talking crap about the person doing the reading. And then it just becomes a spiraling thing. And so the only thing that really depresses me is the global perspective. That we're on this earth together. We cannot get off, and yet we cannot get along. And I said this in the past, I'll say it again. I hope that someday, well, I hope not, but someday, somewhere, something, or someone may write a story about the time these creatures lived in a paradise and destroyed it just because they couldn't get along. That would be us. We can't live on Mars. It has no air, it has no water, it has no food. We cannot live on Venus. It has no air, it has no water, it has air, it's just toxic. Not to mention it's 800 degrees. Not to mention we can't actually get there. So, will we ever stop having wars? I'm going to say yes, simply because I have a global perspective of hope. I'm going to feel no because reality is reality. Okay? Unfortunately. So, okay, here's the weird story. Which one? Let's do this. Let's do these. And if you can terraform Mars, then terraform Earth. We're already here. Yeah, there's somebody else out there in the galaxy writing stuff down. We're not the only things with a pulse out there. So here's the weird story. There is an off-duty Secret Service agent who killed someone's dog. Shot it, actually. And the Secret Service is not commenting because it's the Secret Service. And the people, I'm not sure if they're going to sue or what they're going to do or what kind of retribution they're going to get. Bye, JR. But he was walking, and then there was a couple walking with their dog. He said that the dog lunged at him, so he shot it. However, the crime scene photo, because the police were called naturally, because you just shot my damn dog. So the crime scene photo, unfortunately, there is a dog in the crime scene photo, and he has a leash on. He said the dog was not leashed, and it, bye, Nelly, and then it lunged at him. So let's see if there's some truth to his story, and if it is, what's going to happen. Maybe nothing. If it's not, why did he make it up? The dog had a leash. And it's not like they were in some confined space where he couldn't, back up or get away or not like that. There was like a little restaurant or bar or something across the street because everybody heard the shot. And I'm like, well, what in the world? And then, of course, I got conspiratorial about it, and I won't share that. But I, okay, so did he make it up? Page of Swords, disappointing news. There's your lie right there. Good Jesus in the morning. So there is 2 cards that I can use for liar, and I got them both. Besides the devil. Page of Swords, disappointing news. The magician is the ultimate liar. This is also someone you're more likely to believe because of their station in life. And there's the messaging. Like this is like all these cards are lining together. There is the messaging with the 8 of Wands. There's the transition there. There's the 7 of Pentacles. Right now we're at a standstill. Waiting on something. We're waiting on maybe the something's moving and then something's paused. Okay. There is like there's an investigation and then there's like internal investigation. Hi, Janet. Was Trump aware of the conversations? I don't believe so, but we can look at it. There's the Fool and Fear, and the environment is the Star. There's going to be some good news coming out of this. There's a big change coming. Around the King of Swords, this is probably him, but there's a big change coming. Because the Secret Service is not commenting, but either he's going to lose his job, okay, so I'm going to avert your eyes. Don't look. I'm going to indulge my conspiracy, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. No, it's true because there is a crime scene photo. Of the dog laying there. Sweet Jesus. You'll see me get there 2 times. Lord have mercy. Now, to be fair, there are 2 suns in this deck, but I got the same one twice. Okay, so the question was Trump aware of the conversations? Here's why I say no, but we can see if it happened. Donald Trump, the reason he's still here is because they can't pin him to anything. He's around, so he's the king of swords. He's around, but they can't directly connect the fool to the crime. Because it's like him, that conversation that was being had. He tells Michael Cole, what's the boy's name? Cohen. We need to do something about this. Okay, I'll take care of it. He goes, he takes care of it. He comes back, sits down. Is it done? It's done. How much do I owe you? Here you go. That's why they can't directly connect. He's not involved in details. He's just a Sharpie. But let's see. Could be. Why in the world is YouTube censoring the word idiot? When y'all put idiot in your comment, it censors it. And then I have to, like, it doesn't censor everything else. That is not a bad word, for God's sake. And I don't have like trigger words, like, because you can put down in your options or in your settings to censor against certain words. Like if you don't want, racially charged words or sexually charged words or things like pedophile or whatever that would pop up. You can list those down, and every time they pop up, YouTube would censor it. But what in the world? Idiot is in the dictionary. Like, get yourself together. And see, if you just type it like that by itself, it didn't censor that. It's when you put it in a sentence, I guess. I don't know. There it is, 2 times. King of Pentacles here. There is the man, and then my confirmation. I got the yes card on top of him. The Ace of Cups is the relationship in the dark here. There is also another one he is walking away from, but it is one who brought him what he desired. There's a new action around disagreements in politics. So I got, yeah, he was aware. Appeals court in Wisconsin. So the purge that is happening in Wisconsin is right now being held up in an appeals court. So that's good news. Will it be struck down or will it go through? The voter purge is being held up in court. Got to do something else too. Will it go through? Will it be held up? When I was in Mississippi, there's a voting station across the street from my house. But my voting station was not the one that was across the street from my house. Nope. Wendy, your comment got censored too. I don't know why, but it did. And I have to click show to show it. I don't understand. YouTube's is ridiculous sometimes. There's something else going to come out about this. This is why it's not giving me a yes or no, but there's Seldolphin is about new life. So there's something new coming there. And then I got the Mother of Dawn, which is compassion. The King of Coins, which is the judge. And then there is a unity here with the Ten of Cups. There is a bit of anxiety around the messaging that he is going to give. It could involve the president and secrets. So there, of course, is a secret agenda to take people off the roll. There's why it's being defended and all that kind of crap. But the Six of Cups is like memories, but it's like good memories, nostalgia. So this is not a bad thing. But there's something else that's going to come out about this. And it's possibly a well, let's see. What's new? Let's call some compassion here. What's his new life about? Yeah, it looks like they may implement more rules so this may spark a debate for a stronger, especially if you have a change in administration from King of Swords to King of Pentacles. There might be a something to protect this from ever happening this way, to where you can just take 200,000 people off the roll all at once without notifying them and all these type of things. Because there is something that is going to be that they're going to wait on, or that they're going to implement with the Seven of Pentacles, that is going to sort of lay to rest this in particular argument. So there is going to be a protection or some sort of voter protection type thing that comes out of this. So this might get uglier. Even if his in particular court can't stop these 200,000, they might be the necessary sacrifice, as bad as it is to say, but they might be the necessary sacrifice, as in the next president now knows what to do, like getting rid of the electoral college and protecting voters' rights. So something else is going to come out of this, even if his verdict goes the other way, but I don't think it will. Okay, so this is a sad story. I wanted to look it up first, but I'm already here, so I have to keep going. There is a mother who is going to be tried for first-degree murder. Now, what? Wait a minute. Zamia. Love this community, been fascinated with America since the dictator was elected. Oh, that's what it was doing. I'm like, why did it censor that comment? That didn't even make any sense. It's the way you spell dictator. Or dictator is what it says. But which I find hilarious, but YouTube decided to censor it. So she is being tried for first-degree murder because she put one of her children is 2 years old, and the other one, I forget how old, but it was a baby, basically. And they were in the bathtub, so you see where this was going. She decided she needed a little me time, is what is being referred to in the story, which is a little icky to say it that way, but she needed some me time. So she went outside to smoke a cigarette and listen to a song or something like that. Raising kids is hard, I understand. But she went and had, a cigarette. She came back. Naturally, her baby is floating in the bathtub. So she took the baby out of, the other child is standing up, and then the baby is there. And so she takes the child out of the bathtub and calls 911. They tell the woman how to do CPR. So the baby, once it gets to the hospital, recovers a heartbeat. So now it has a heartbeat. So she saved the baby's life. Baby has a heartbeat. And it's at the hospital. They moved the baby, and then the baby died a couple days later. And so now she's being tried for murder and child neglect. Now, I didn't look it up, but there is a difference between first-degree murder and second-degree murder. One is premeditated and one is not. But I got to look it up. Somebody look it up for me. I don't want to turn this off. What is the difference between first-degree murder and second-degree murder? Because nothing in me says she murdered her baby, but it's just a name or it's just a word. So there is degrees to it. I mean, you don't leave a baby. This hot car and bathtub stuff, I don't understand how it's still happening. Like, I understand how hard it is to raise kids. Okay, fine. But come on. Bathtub? Like, I can't see. It's like leaving a baby on a counter or something where they can roll off and bust their head open. It's like there are certain things that your foresight should say something is going to go wrong here, so I can't leave my baby in this situation. Don't put a baby in, there's my niece just sent me a picture of my grandniece, or whatever you call it, great niece. And she's like digging under the counters and trying to find stuff to get into. You know how they do. They're explorers. And she had bottles in her hand. It was hair lotion, is what it was. I said, isn't it interesting that kids never go into the refrigerator and like take out the container of strawberries and then start eating them? They want to go pour bleach on the floor or eat hair lotion or stick forks into light sockets. I was a kid. I tried to stick a fork in a light socket. All four of my nieces tried to stick a fork, just a fork, not a knife or a spoon, a fork, into a light socket. So I get that things happen in the blink of an eye, but you were outside smoking a cigarette while your two kids, two of them, were in the bathtub. Both of them could have drowned, but the other one could stand, so that was not likely. But the other one was a baby. How do you expect a 2-year-old to babysit the child? And there is a father in the situation. He was probably at work or something, but he's basically saying that, you know, we're all heartbroken and my wife's not a murderer. First-degree murder requires that a defendant plan and intentionally carry out the killing. Where second-degree murder requires the killing either be intentional or reckless and occur in the spur of a moment. Then why are they charging her with first degree? The story said first degree. Because I don't think she planned to kill her child. But anyway, tried for murder. So how's it going to go? You know. And he was, you know, that was he. And what was crazy about the story is the dad, he says that was his mini-me, right? So like the story is now one of those pull at the heartstring type of things. So here's another thing. She said it was 4 to 6 inches of water or something like that. So she's basically saying it wasn't a lot of water. But she's saying when she came back, the 2-year-old filled the water up. So the 2-year-old, I guess, turned on more water and therefore it drowned the baby. But the baby was recovered when it went to the hospital, just died later. I don't really care who put the water in. I don't care if she drowned in Jell-O. Don't leave your kids unattended like that. Like, come on. I ain't gave birth to nothing, and I know that. But I was asleep one day because I had a hand in raising my nieces. So I was asleep one day and the smell of bleach woke me up, and one of them was walking through the house pouring bleach on the dark blue carpet. So I understand things happen, and sometimes you don't realize the dangers a child can get into, but you left a child in a place where you know something bad could happen. You put the child in water and then walked away. Like, come on. So, will she be found guilty? Because if she's found guilty, then that means this family suffers even more, because now the mommy's going to prison and the dad has to wait to raise the other child, without his wife there. And like, nothing good comes out of this. Oh, and there's an update on a story I did sort of similar to this, where the grandfather held the child out of the window or too close to the window. And he's saying that, or the mom and the dad were suing the cruise or the cruise company, or whatever you would call it, the cruise boat, and saying that the windows are too low and all that kind of stuff. Well, the grandfather is being held liable because he held the child out the window. So here we go. The Lovers. Knight of Swords. Chaos in the house. There's some chaos with them too. I think they need to show naturally, but they need to show a united front. But there is, even if she goes to prison and when she gets out, she is going to have to, no, they are going to have to go to some serious therapy. That's Dr. Tyson. He says that, like, when your kids are messing something up, let them mess it up. They're experimenting. Now, I don't want you to experiment with bleach because that's toxic, but let them write on the wall. You can paint it over it or take it off. They're explorers. Nine of Wands. You can have, and she went outside for the purpose of a cigarette. Have it when you get them out the water. For God's sake. This is not a newborn. You know how to go have a cigarette with your kids in a safe place. This is not like this baby was born 8 minutes ago. You've had this baby for some time. You know where to put it to where it's not going to drown. Like, come on. But there is some delusionment here. I don't know why. Let's see what we get. Disappointing news. King of Water. The husband is in a bad emotional state. He could start abusing things at this point. And then the bad news is around the moon, the unknown, the why. The Fool. The Hermit. This is her. There's the Death card, and I'm not, oh, good Jesus. That's too much. Why'd I use this deck? Oh, wow. If you're sensitive, look away. Goodness gracious. And then Four of Earth. Four of Earth is clinging, holding on to something as tight as you can. King of Earth. Sun. Afraid to lose. New life, memories, openness, emptiness, void. Y'all looked. Instability, faith, memory, all this memory. So I don't see her going to jail forever. I didn't even see her going to prison, believe it or not. But her mental state and his mental state are going to go all the way downhill. So mentally, they will be in jail forever. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. So here's another sad story. Not that this is going to be the sad edition, but we got one more. There is a young guy, or a little boy, whatever you want to call him, named Harley Dilly, who was supposed to be going to school. And he was found in an abandoned house inside the chimney. And foul play has been ruled out. So I guess they're saying that he basically got stuck and died. Which, I mean, I don't understand how that could happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how that can happen. But I'm not a chimney expert, so I don't know how chimneys work. But, like, is there a point where a person can get stuck in a chimney? I don't get that. So I want to see, is there some foul play here? That's what because the Christine, they were saying that his foul play is ruled out, so I think he got curious. Bye, Christopher. Okay. Well, let's see. Foul play or not. We won't go deep into it. We'll just 3 cards. See if something sinister comes up. No. I didn't get the ace or the page of swords, or the page of cups. So there is no childlike curiosity, but there is a balance to the mother and father or to the team around him. And so there was no, I don't see foul play. No, I don't see that either. There's your page of cups. If I did the whole spread, 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, there's your curiosity. There is your curiosity. No, he was supposed to be going to school, and I think he just wanted to play instead. It was a like 11, 12, 13-year-old or something. I don't know. He was a bigger kid. It was a kid, though. So what else have we got here? Bye, John. Thank you for stopping by. See you Sunday, hopefully. So let's see. I don't want to do Mitch McConnell. I was going to do that one, but I don't want to do that one. How long have I? Oh, it's been 2 hours. Oh, thank you for and you are right about that. Oh, Lord. Oh, thank you, Image. I love your back. Oh, that was fun. Where's this box? Okay. All right. I didn't use these. We got to do at least 3 more. Scroll up. It's in the super chat message. Okay. So let's just see. Will Turtle X allow for a fair trial? The fool fell out. There's a burden with the 10 of Wands. Night, Debbie. Thank you. See you Sunday. King of Wands. The King of Wands is the card I get personally for those who are trying to help. Yeah, he ain't mint julep. He's turtle wax. 5 of the coins out in the cold. The Sun. Confirmation. Hi, LC. Good morning. Or it's evening over there now because it's morning over here. The Emperor. Seven of Cups. I don't get treachery yet. Like I'm like walking, tiptoeing through this. I don't see I don't see treachery yet. Like there's burden, King of Wands, Emperor. So there's a lot of this masculine talk going on. Five of Cups, the fear is regret. King of Cups, that's Mitch McConnell himself, right across from confusion and confirmation. Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, truth. Clarity over confusion. Like, okay. There is, like, there's no way that he can, I mean, this is a yes card for me, and it's also truth. So he might allow a fair trial. Let's ask the Oracle. What does it say? I get that every time for him. Arthur, that's his champion in self-realization, community, understanding. Uriel, Untamed in New Life. Dr. Victoria Skirbo from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center up there in Massachusetts. She did a reading on the Senate trial too. I need to watch that. I need to watch that and see what she got. I got a yes, but we'll see. That could be too, Teresa. I do too. I love her intro. I need an intro. Okay. So let's look and see. Will Donald Trump ever be convicted in a court of law for anything? Anything. Anything. I don't care what it is. Anything. What you got? Grand Theft Auto, speaking without a license, anything. I went on around, I don't know, 3, 4, 3, I think, because it's 5 o'clock now. Says I've been here for 2 hours. I don't need that many. Just 2. Okay, let's see. 2 of Pentacles, imbalance, the Chariot. Moving forward, 8 of Wands, talking, 6 of Pentacles, the World, the Tower, the Magician, 7 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Devil. I get no. And what I mean by convicted is not Trump University, Trump charity. I mean something that would put him in jail. I get no. Get the Tower and the Devil. Hi, Holly. Assistance, Vanth. Shilangio. Happiness. In the face of unhappiness. That's supposed to be me, because what? Lord have all the mercy. I don't understand. I don't understand. Let him be black or Mexican and steal a pack of bubble gum, and he going to jail for 28 years. Let him be a rich white dude, and then he gets to rob the entire world and get away with it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, mind you, if he's a poor white dude, he'd still go to jail. But a rich one? I don't know. And see, that's another thing. Jared Kushner's dad went to jail. That's a mess. We just got to hope that changes. That's all. So, if not, then maybe he can beat the statute of limitations and get reelected. So, will Donald Trump be reelected? $80 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Jesus. I would hide. I hate heat. I'm gonna go live in Antarctica or something. I just can't do it. Oh, 84 a day. I can't still. That's still hot. Will he be reelected? Opportunities. Matriarch. Choke 'em all. Learning. 6 of air. Transition. Hunger. And deep knowing. Deep knowing. Ice storm warning. Me and my brother live here, and his friend works on a boat, and when he gets off the boat, he also lives here. And so he just recently got off, but his family is up north, Michigan, Chicago, all in that area. He just went up there too. I told him, because from my days in Oklahoma, we had at the beginning when the temperature started to drop, they started telling people to have your winter kit in the car, and that's what we called it. Your blanket, flashlight, batteries, canned food, bottled water, like have a kit in your trunk. If you get stuck in the snow, you'll survive until someone comes to rescue you. You know, extra gloves, earmuffs, something to keep wrapped around your head, since that's where all your heat escapes, and you know that whole bit. We had that every winter, at the beginning of every winter. So here's opportunities, wisdom, transition, hunger, and deep knowing. Deep knowing is knowledge. Both of these are knowledge. So it's like you learn something here, you got something there. But you transition because you really wanted it. He don't really want this. So let's do it this way. Does he get a second term? The possibility is still there. So, question now is, why? Most unpopular person in the world. Why? Because he gets the Knight of Cups. This is like the slick talker, but it's a positive card. So why is that there? I didn't get yes. I got possibility, which means he's still there. But if he gets impeached, all this changes. So let's see. Which I don't think is going to happen, but we'll see. Because mind you, all this hinders on the Senate trial. Well, that's why the possibility is still there. This is imbalance. All of it hinders on the Senate trial. The Fool directly infects him. Queen of Water. Five of Swords. Knight of Swords. Yeah, I don't get a yes. I just get a So here's the thing about possibility. Of course it's a possibility because he's the other candidate. Somebody's going to vote for him. But if the Senate votes to remove him, then no. If the Senate does not and it acquits him, then yes, there's a possibility. So let's see if we can't do some forecasting here. A prediction. Tried it before. We've Cory Booker's now out. Julio Castro is now out. Bloomberg is not in the debate. Neither is that other guy, Cider, whatever his name is. It's Buttigieg, Warren, Bernie, and Grandpa. What's his name? Biden. Those are the serious contenders. Klobuchar, I mean, she'll be fine, and whatever. She's not going to win. I mean, we know this. So it's Bernie, Biden, Buttigieg, and Warren. 3 B's and a W. So who's going to be president? January 21st, 2021. Can you believe, though, next year we'll have another president? Like, this seems like the longest 3 years in the world. And yet it seemed like they flew by at the same time. Because it's the 15th right now. Halfway through January. Who will be president? January 21st, 2021. The only person I drew was Joe Biden. So let's see. Hi, Good Samaritan. Let's ask with this. Who will be president? Well, he's the only water sign I know, unless Bernie's a water sign. So who will be president? January 21st, 2021. The devil. This time I didn't get any people. Now it says Earth sign, so we don't know. We don't know. That's basically what it's saying. Bernie's a Virgo. Well, that's what I just drew. Now it's a Virgo. King of Pentacles was what came up. That's the Earth sign. So let's look at the chances here. Donald Trump, what are your chances of a second term? If you follow their lead, self-discipline, I think not. I'll get out of here. Go on, get. So by the book is conformity. Istubus is the card of divination, but this is the card of basically listening to the inside knowledge. The self-discipline and balance. I said, what is his chances of the second term? What is his chances of a second term? Balance. Yeah, no. Now, if he cheats, he can win. Because he didn't get the popular vote the first time, which is why they're doing the whole voter purge and blah, 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 right? They're trying to manipulate those numbers. It's a numbers game. So if he cheats, he can win. Because that's how he won the first time. So we can't just count him out. What we have to be focused on is removal from office, not the second term. And then after that, then okay. Okay. If. It's only if, because a lot more people see, because Trump he's a beacon. We all looked when they wanted us to look away. And so now we see the tactics. And so he can cheat, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work, because we know what these particular tactics are. So Bernie Sanders, what are your chances of winning? Attachment. Breaking free from attachment. Trauma and failure and strategy. Learning from mistakes. 2 threats. Honesty, beauty, meekness, temperance. Patience. Bernie Sanders this is definitely him. A slow and steady wins the race type of thing. Breaking free from attachment. Strategy. Honesty. Patience. Now, what I would suggest is stop arguing with other Democrats. This is for all of them, not him. All of them. You have a common enemy. Now, all the strategists say that Democrats need to run on something other than beat Trump. I wholeheartedly disagree. That's enough for me. I don't care who it is. I've often said this. It could be Daffy Duck. As long as he's running against Trump, that's who I'm voting for. Bernie Sanders, Buttigieg. What is your chances of winning? Time for a nap. This is not your time, is what that means, but you're doing well. Well, financially speaking. So somebody likes you. There was a comment. I did a good old hearty down south laugh with that one. He tweeted, or somebody at the White House tweeted, first snow of the season or something in DC, and it was like 84 degrees or 54 or 54 degrees. And somebody tweeted at him, it's 54 degrees. Is there anything you don't lie about? I cracked up. Like, it's not snowing and it's 54 degrees. Like, stop it. That was funny. This ain't looking good. So there's time for a nap, which means that it's time to pull back. Short-sightedness, ambition, narcissism. I'm going to go with short-sightedness. I don't think you're really a narcissist. But short-sightedness and ambition, this seems like this is something you're going for, but it might not be your time. Good morning, Kathy. Uriel, this is untamed. So you have all of the potential in the world. And then it ends with hunger. So this is definitely something you can get in the end, but I don't see it right now. Hi, how do you say that? Is it Monse? Mons tarot card readings? I don't see it right now. Biden. I got to go in 24 minutes. I got to go to the store. That way I can get the store over with before the bright ball comes up, and then I can go to sleep. Oh, thank you. Okay, I said is it Monez? Or Mons? Like, spell it phonetically so I don't keep messing it up. Your snark is never too much. I don't care what nobody say. You're always welcome here. Okay, Monez. Okay, Biden. Uh-oh. Mix you up again then. Biden. Yes, that's why I'm going. Because there's going to be less people. And I got to get a bunch of crap because there's nothing in this house. I think I got peanut butter and cheese, and that doesn't really go together. So I got to go get some. I got to go get something. And it's going to take forever. So I'm going to get a bunch of stuff. Biden. See, him and Trump gets that card because there's like there's a establishment behind the both of them. Yeah. Either early or at 3 a.m. And then change. And there is change. He has the best chance. A message from your grandfather. He passed away. Well, okay. So, Elvis breakfast. I won't keep saying it because I will always say I'm not a medium, but it comes to me when it wants to. But I don't tell people that I'm a medium because I don't know anything about mediumship. So I can try, and we'll see. You want a message from your grandfather, and then if we get something, see. Mm-hmm. Has your grandmother also passed? Or his wife or his partner, whoever it was? Okay, because there is a woman here. Was she Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus by any chance? Because there's also the Lover's card. So there is, at the very least, a woman of means and substance that is with him on the other side. Because there is the romance, and now they're sharing time together. So he has someone. he is with, so he is not lonely. That is number one. There is also there was a little bit of regret, not regret, but it's like he wishes he could have lived forever. This is the Eight of Cups is walking away from something, and the Ace of Pentacles is the new opportunity. The Magician is the person's skill, power, talent. There is no sadness for him right now, like zero. There is something new that is being fought or fought over or fought against, but there is a battle here where maybe a feminine energy, maybe a aunt, mother, somebody that is sort of bullying something or pressuring something or pushing something through that he doesn't approve of. He would like for there to be more of a camaraderie. Does he have like 3 daughters by any chance or something like that? Is there 3 children that he had? More than 3? There's some fighting amongst someone. There's a lot of like a dominant feminine energy here. 10 kids, maybe more. Okay, there is some energy here that he doesn't care for. But there's graciousness and healing around him, so he is fine. There's also there's a part of you that worries about tomorrow, and he's basically telling you there's always hope as long as you wake up. So there is something that he does not want you to worry about. He does not want you to think too hard on, because it becomes a compounding issue. Like you can think about something small and the next thing you know is mountain sized by the time at the end of the day. So there is something that is troubling you that he does not want you to think about so much. He can see probably ahead and see that it's not that big of a deal, or at the very least, he will always be around you. For there is the tribe card that he gets as well. The tribe card is he has found his people on the other side, and he also is always part of your community. So this is not necessarily he went to the other side, therefore he's never around me anymore. You won't see him physically, but he will always be there. And then there's focus. This was meant for you. So there is hope for the future, and then there's focus that you need to work on, or something that you need to focus on besides him. Like he doesn't want you to feel. He understands the sadness of passing away, but that's not something he wants you to focus on, because while he was here, he was not constantly dead. So he was alive. He was here. He was precious to you. He still wants you to keep that. He still wants that to be precious to you. This is why this whole tribe card comes about. Which one we get here? Yeah, there's new life and support. So again, he's trying to drive home that there might be a little chaos around right now, but trust that the drama will end with the never-ending story. The drama will end. This is not something that lasts forever. There is also some spirituality that you're not being completely open to, Like there is a skill or a talent that may even run in the family, or there might be like some, it might seem like quirky, like say for instance, a person who can like communicate with animal spirit or something like that. There's something that you feel as though you can do that you won't fully embrace. That's there for you too. Don't chain yourself to possession either. Don't know why that's there, but there it is. There's something physical. There is something. Well, see, you are claiming to be psychic, so that's something that you have embraced. There is something else that might be there that you haven't fully embraced because you may not understand it or you may not like it. Well, it might come along. It may not be there yet, but there is something that you should fully embrace once it does show up to you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but heartbreak takes time. There's a completion here with the world card, so it's not what you feel is not, what's the word, unusual. So just give us some time and maybe give him some time, maybe even a year, and I guarantee you something will manifest, and he may even show himself, not physically, but you may see him in something. So hopefully that helps. That's what I got. What time? Oh Jesus, it's 5:50. I gotta go. What's the box for these things? Well, good. I'm glad it helped. Probably helped me too. You just don't know. It's not something I'm open to. It's like mediumship is not my thing. But when I was picking the oracle cards out there, I heard some things. But moving on. Thank y'all for joining me for our, it's 3 hours. 2 hours and 56 minutes. So I'm going to say goodbye for 4 minutes. That way it can be 3 hours. I love y'all back. Problem is, I probably should eat something before I go to the store so I don't spend $9,000 in there. Good night, Debsy. Okay, what's this here? Good night, Ona. How do you say that? I don't want to mess up y'all names. This Snizana, Zana, something like that. Thank you, Georgia Moon. Extreme Brands. Jules, y'all have a good night. Yeah, I am going to Wally World. No greasy food, says who? I mean, that's what's going to happen anyway, Elsie. I mean, come on. I got to get some junk. And I don't know, we got to get some more cinnamon. We use cinnamon in our coffee too here, so it's always a thing we use. It's going too fast. It's going too fast. I can't do it. Okay. Good night, Renee. Good morning, Teresa. Susanna. Okay. I'm gonna do it anyway because I still gotta get dressed and all that kind of carrying on. So it's gonna be a thing. I ain't got that much time. I mean, I get dressed in like 5 minutes anyway. But good morning, Pauline, or goodbye at the same time because I'm signing off. I got 1 minute. I just took my glasses off. Now I can't see. Jesus. All you get is colors and shapes with no glasses. 1 minute. A pound of cinnamon. Wow. I just put brown sugar and honey in my eggs. It was the greatest thing on earth. Yeah, that's where you put it in the coffee grinds and then put it in the coffee maker. If I'm not hungry. See, that's my thing. It's like, if I'm not hungry, I don't buy anything. I go in there and I'll be like, I don't know if I really want that. I don't know if I really want, because you don't want anything because, you're full now. So I'll go and buy everything I do want. And that way, when I get home, I already have it. I'll want it eventually. Ten seconds. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. You have a good morning, good night, good afternoon, evening, February, all that. Have all the good ones. Good morning.